Assalamu alaikum friends. How are you? Today we are going to talk about why the military of Pakistan, why its image has been destroyed, why an institution which used to be considered a very heroic one is now being considered as a villain, as an undesirable rule bearing entity. That's very unfortunate actually. And today we are going to talk about the reasons behind it. What sort of errors and mistakes have been done by the military due to which their image is no more considered a good or enviable one. First of all, it is the military coups. At least three times in the history of Pakistan, General Ayub Khan, General Ziaul Haq, and then lastly General Pervez Musharraf. Maybe they have ruled for 40 years, or quite a lot of time. Actually, they were not, absolutely not, entitled for that. The rule was to work under the command of the civilian elected representatives of Pakistan, but rather what they did was that they deposed the elected governments, elected prime minister, and started the direct rule. That was number one. Then the next of this is, you know, it is a favoritism in the elections, engineered elections, engineering of the elections. That was mean favoring one political party or one alliance over the other, trying to bring their own favorite politician. That was absolutely wrong. And the most visible example of this is the 2018 election, and earlier too. That was absolutely wrong. Then the third is that what they were doing is that they were dictating the civilian elected governments, do that and don't do that, do this and don't, interfering not on each and every occasion, not in each and every matter, but definitely in certain occasions and certain matters, in foreign, maybe particularly the foreign affairs, the foreign policy, and certain other things as well. They were seen interfering into the politics. That was number three. And it is the it is the huge defense budget, and in comparison to our GDP, and the poverty level is very high in Pakistan, while the military is consuming most or many of its resources. It should have been kept under the control. That was number 4. And number 5, there are certain other things like that the military officers, they get a lot of perks and privileges, and during the service, after the service, and a second job as well. So that was considered really bad, because in a society, in a country where there is such an imbalance. That was number 5. Number 6, they were doing lots of businesses, business corporations. There is a defense housing society in every major city, particularly the cities where the cantonment does exist, and plenty and dozens of other business corporations as well. And a very a renowned writer, analyst, Aisha Siddiqa has written a book on it, military incorporated. So that is, number 6. And number 7 is some direct corruption, which are blunt and absolute corruption. Considered on every scale, it would be a corruption. And these are, the seven. These are the reasons. These are the reasons that the military in Pakistan has destroyed its unviewable image. Seven reasons, and if there is any eighth one as well, please let me know in the comments, in the comment box. And that is what I think, that the military needs to reform itself. If they don't, obviously they will keep suffering, and they will keep suffering in the sense that their image used to be a very enviable one, heroic one. The general public in Pakistan consider them as their saviors, but maybe no more. The things are changing, their image in the society is changing, and that is where certain serious mistakes have been done by the military high ups, which they need to correct. Thank you.